Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into why customer advocacy is the most underrated growth strategy. Think about the last time you bought something because a friend recommended it. Pretty
Yeah.
powerful, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's really the heart of customer advocacy.
And in this deep dive, we're going to explore how you can actually strategically harness that power, how to use it to fuel your business growth.
Exactly. It's about moving beyond just getting a testimonial here and there.
Hmm.
We're really looking at building a proper engine for organic growth, turning those happy customers into, well, active promoters.
Tapping into that peer-to-peer trust, you mean?
Precisely. It's incredibly influential.
Okay, so before we jump into building this advocacy machine, I guess we need to figure out where we stand. Who in our current customer base might already be showing signs, potential advocates?
Right. That's step one. It's like finding those hidden gems you already have. You got to analyze how they're actually using your product or service. Who are the real power users?
Mm,
The ones getting the most value.
mm.
And how much are they engaging with your stuff, your content, community forums, email updates?
And support interactions too, I suppose.
Definitely. What kind of feedback are they giving? Is it constructive,
Yeah.
positive, and crucially, what are they saying out loud, publicly, social media?
Got it. So what are those key signs then? The telltale signals that someone might be a great advocate. What should we be looking for?
Well, there's several pretty good indicators.
Yeah.
Look for customers who are consistently using your more advanced features. That shows they really see the value.
Okay.
Are they active in your communities? Maybe helping other users out, offering insights?
That's a good one.
Positive interactions with your support team, that's a
Mhm.
strong signal too. And of course, your net promoter scores, your NPS.
Right, the NPS. People giving high scores are obvious candidates.
Very much so. And,
Yeah.
and finally, have you noticed anyone who's like already sent you a referral or just offered really positive feedback out of the blue? Those are often your natural advocates, basically just waiting for a way to get more involved.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It's not just who likes us, but who's really using and engaging. That feels like a key difference.
It is.
So how do we make this more systematic, less of a, gut feeling?
Yeah, you need something more robust. That's where a scoring matrix comes in really handy. You basically assign points or weights to those indicators we just talked about
Yeah.
based on how well you think they predict advocacy potential.
Okay, so like weighting different actions.
Exactly. For example, someone using a lot of advanced features. Maybe that gets a higher weight, say a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
And you can track that with usage data.
Right.
Someone active in the community, posting regularly, maybe that's a 3, measured by, post per month.
And support feedback.
Also maybe a 3. You could track the ratio of positive interactions,
Yeah.
a high NPS score that's directly asking if they'd recommend you. So that's a big one. Weight 5, easy to pull from your last survey.
And actual referrals.
Definitely a 5. That's gold, tracked by the number of successful referrals. We often see feature usage weighted highly because it suggests they really get the value, which makes for more authentic recommendations down the line.
Okay, so we're building this like data-driven way to spot our potential champions. Now, once we've identified them using this matrix, what's next? Do we just, I don't know, email them and ask?
Not quite that directly, usually. It's generally more effective to create a kind of structured journey, something that lets advocates gradually get more involved and, importantly, get recognized for it. Think of it like an advocacy ladder, different levels, different tiers.
Advocacy tiers. Okay, tell me more. How does that actually work?
Yeah, a common structure, and one that works well, often uses 3 tiers. So at the entry level, you might have your contributors. The main goal here is leveraging their social proof.
Okay, like getting reviews and stuff.
Exactly. Activities could be writing reviews online, sharing things on social media. And the benefits, maybe some public recognition or access to some exclusive content.
Right, that sounds like a good starting point. Low commitment, gets people involved. What's the next level up?
That could be your ambassadors.
Yeah.
Here, the focus shifts a bit more towards active participation, community leadership, maybe more detailed product feedback.
So they're doing more.
Yeah. Activities might be leading a user group discussion, joining a beta test, giving really detailed feedback on new features. And the benefits step up too. Maybe they get priority support or early access to new product releases.
Okay, more involvement, better perks. Makes sense. And the top tier.
That would be your champions. Now, this level is really about a kind of strategic partnership. Their activities might involve participating in case studies, maybe speaking at your events, or even giving direct input on your product roadmap.
Wow, okay. Real strategic input.
Yeah, and the benefits should reflect that. Maybe direct access to your exec team or even a seat on a customer advisory board.
This whole tiered system feels like it gives a clear path. It acknowledges their growing commitment. Can you give some, concrete examples? Requirements, benefits, how you move up?
Sure. So for a contributor, maybe the requirement is, say, 2 good reviews a month,
Mm-hmm.
the benefit. A monthly newsletter with exclusive insights to progress. Maybe they need to keep that up for, say, 3 months straight.
Okay.
Then, as an ambassador, a requirement could be leading one user group session a quarter. And a benefit might be a quarterly strategy call with the product team, progression to champion. Maybe after 6 months as a solid ambassador.
Right.
And as a champion, maybe the requirement is 1 case study per quarter. Benefit. That advisory board seat we mentioned.
Okay, that really clarifies the structure. It makes total sense. So
Right.
we've identified potentials, we've designed the tiers. How do we actually, get the ball rolling? What are the first steps to launch this thing?
Like phase 1,
Yeah.
the program launch. First thing is go back to that scoring matrix. Identify that initial group. Now, your top 20% might be the target pool, but for the initial launch, it's smart to start smaller, more manageable, maybe 10 to 15 people.
Why start smaller?
It lets you give them a really high-touch, positive onboarding experience. Make sure you nail it before you scale it.
Okay, start small. Focus on quality engagement first. What else needs doing in this launch phase?
You got to develop your core program materials. That means clear guidelines. How does this all work? Engaging onboarding stuff.
Mm.
What are the benefits again? And a system for tracking. How do you know who's doing what?
Tracking is key. Yeah.
And then think hard about your communication strategy. You need personalized invitations. Make these folks feel genuinely valued, not just another number.
Right.
Develop some compelling content announcing the program. And maybe put together some kind of welcome package, something small to make them feel special right away.
Yeah, that personal touch seems really crucial for launch. So if we were making a checklist for this phase, what are the absolute must-haves?
Okay, a program launch checklist. Definitely. Score your top 20% using the matrix. Identify those initial 10-15 potentials. Create the essential docs guidelines, onboarding flow. Develop your initial tracking system. Even a spreadsheet is fine to start. Draft and send those personalized invites. And schedule short welcome calls to personally onboard everyone.
Got it. Build a solid foundation. So, okay, the program's launched. We've got our first advocates on board. They're excited. How do we keep that energy up? Keep them engaged long-term?
Good question. That brings us to phase 2, engagement management. And a huge part of this is having a reliable way to track everything your advocates are doing. You need to know who wrote that review, who shared that post, who volunteered for that case study, who spoke at that event.
Right. And how do you effectively track all these different things? They seem quite varied.
Well, one way is to assign points to different activities. It helps quantify their contribution and value. So, for instance, a good product review on a key site, maybe 10 points. You can often track that automatically with links or notifications. A social share, maybe 5 points. You can use social listening tools for that.
Okay.
Something bigger, like a case study that's more involved, maybe 50 points, probably tracked manually.
And speaking at an event.
Even higher impact, maybe 75 points, also likely manual tracking.
Points seem like a good way to gamify it a bit and show progress. But what about the actual rewards? What motivates people to keep earning those points?
Ah, yes. Recognition and rewards. Super important. You need a mix of things, really. A multi-layered system. Think about immediate recognition first. Quick wins, like social media shout-outs, special badges in your community forum, celebrating milestones publicly.
Okay, quick public praise.
Then tangible benefits. Things like product credits, maybe early access to premium features, or even like exclusive Q&A sessions with your leadership team.
More concrete value.
Exactly. And finally, think about growth opportunities for them. Offer them speaking slots at your events. Feature them in your marketing. Invite them onto those advisory boards we talked about. Help them build their own profile.
Wow, that's a really well-rounded way to think about motivation. Okay, so we're tracking, recognizing, rewarding. How do we know if all this effort is actually paying off for the business? How do we measure success?
Right, that takes us to program optimization. You absolutely have to define and track key metrics. Otherwise, you're just guessing. We can kind of group these into 2 buckets: advocacy impact metrics and program health metrics.
Okay, let's start with impact. What shows how advocates are actually helping the business?
These are the ones that tie directly to your bottom line, or close to it. You'll want to track referral conversion rates. What percentage of advocate leads actually become customers?
What's a good target there?
Maybe aim for something like 25-35%. Measure it monthly. Then look at content engagement rates.
Yes.
Is stuff shared by advocates getting more traction?
Makes
Keep an eye on community growth stats. Is the community expanding, more active? Can you link that to advocates? And a really big one, track any reduction in your customer acquisition cost, your CACs. Are advocate referrals cheaper to acquire? Often they are, and sometimes they have a higher lifetime value too.
Okay, those really connect advocacy to business results. What about the program health metrics? What do they tell us?
These give you insight into how well the program itself is running. How engaged and happy are your advocates? So monitor advocate retention. Are they sticking around? Aim high, maybe over 85% retention, measured quarterly. Track activity completion rates. Are they actually doing the things you ask? Maybe aim for over 75% weekly completion as a benchmark.
Right. Are they active?
Exactly. Monitor their progression through the tiers.
Yeah.
Are people moving up? And crucially, measure advocate satisfaction directly. Use an advocate NPS survey. Aim for a score over 80, maybe quarterly.
Okay, so we're checking both the external impact and the internal health. What do we do with all this data?
Yeah, you don't just collect it. This data fuels your continuous improvement. You need regular reviews. Look at the metrics monthly. Make strategic adjustments quarterly. Do a big deep dive annually.
And get feedback.
Absolutely. Actively ask for feedback. Surveys, quick check-ins, even exit interviews if someone leaves the program. Then use all that info, the data, and the feedback to tweak things. Optimize activities, adjust rewards, maybe develop new opportunities based on what they're telling you and what the business needs.
Continuous improvement.
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Now, what if this really takes off? What if we need to scale the program? What are the considerations then?
Scaling. A good problem to have, but yeah, needs careful thought. Infrastructure is key. Think about your tech stack. Do you need a dedicated advocacy platform now to automate tracking, comms, rewards? What communication tools scale well? How will you manage recognition efficiently for more people?
Technology becomes more important.
Definitely. And team structure. Do you need a dedicated program manager now? A community coordinator? Maybe a content person just for advocates, a tech support liaison for your top tier.
More people involved.
Potentially. And resource planning. What's the budget look like now? What's the time commitment for the team? Do they need specific training?
Right. It's not just about adding more advocates. It's about supporting them properly. What about strategy when scaling?
Good point. Think about expansion. Can you go into new geographic markets? Focus on specific industry verticals where advocates are strong. Create separate tracks for different product lines.
Okay, strategic growth directions.
But also, manage the risks. You need clear brand guidelines so advocates represent you well. Have a crisis comms plan ready just in case. And really important, think about advocate burnout. Don't over-ask your best people without rewarding them appropriately.
Crucial points as things get bigger. Okay, so for someone listening right now feeling inspired, ready to start, what are the very first, most actionable steps? Let's make it concrete.
Okay, let's map out an action plan. First 30 days. Your priority is that initial customer analysis. Use that scoring matrix idea. Then, design a basic tier structure, maybe just 2 tiers to start, with clear benefits. Create some basic program documentation. What's the point? How does it work? Identify and personally reach out to that small group of initial high-potential advocates. Remember, quality over quantity first. And set up a simple tracking system. A spreadsheet works fine initially.
Okay, 30 days. Lay the groundwork. What about the next month, aiming for 60 days in?
All right, 60-day objectives. Officially launch the program with that first group. Get it live. Implement a basic recognition system, even just personal thank yous and shout-outs. Create the first set of simple activities, reviews, social shares.
Get them doing stuff.
Right. Establish your baseline metrics, both impact and health. Start tracking from day one. And do a quick first advocate satisfaction survey. Get some early feedback.
Solid goals for the first couple of months. And looking out to 90 days.
Okay, 90-day goals. You should be looking to expand. Bring in a second wave of advocates, using what you learned from the first group. Maybe implement slightly better tracking systems, maybe automating some parts. Launch your first basic community initiative, a simple forum or group.
Build that community feel.
Exactly. Review your initial results properly. Look at those metrics. And start planning for scale based on those early learnings. What worked, what didn't, what resources will you need next?
This is a really fantastic, actionable roadmap. It really highlights that building a great advocacy program isn't, magic. It takes work.
It really does. It needs thoughtful planning, consistent effort to nurture those relationships, and being willing to adapt based on data and feedback. But ultimately, it's about building this sort of self-sustaining ecosystem. Your happiest customers become your best, most authentic promoters. and that drives real sustainable organic growth.
And I think, as we've discussed, the key is creating genuine value on both sides, isn't it? It's not just what advocates do for you, but fostering real connections, giving them meaningful opportunities, making them feel truly valued.
Couldn't agree more. That authenticity is vital. So as you're listening, think about your own customers. Who are those people already showing enthusiasm? And maybe with just one small step you could take, maybe even today, to start nurturing that relationship. That's your starting point for tapping into this really powerful and often underrated growth strategy.